Oh. Thank you, Don. I didn't realize the mic was unmuted. BRB, I'm going to get some water. Hey, everybody. How we doing? Happy Thursday. Good to see you all. I thought I would change up the countdown with a little bit of Ninad magic, although I'm not sure how to use those stickies. So I got to figure out how to make the text a little bit bigger. But welcome. Hope everyone's having a great week. Hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you, Ninad, as always, for supporting. Very much appreciate you, sir. No music? Wait, what do you mean, Rachel? There's no music? I hear music. How's the audio? Thumbs up on the audio. Good afternoon, living with Parkinson's. Good to see you. Super Puff, welcome back. Jeannie's Journal, good to see you. Zachary, welcome. Okay, I'm going to say it correct. It's Mohit, right? Mohit? Let me know. I've been practicing. Hopefully I'm getting it right. What's up, Rob? How are you? Sherry, good to see you. Rosani, welcome back. God, these weeks are just blowing by. I feel like every day is live stream day, but it's really just Thursday. So like, thank you again for tuning in and for being here with me for our usual weekly Thursday live stream. And Don, congrats. And thank you as always for being here and helping out moderating. Simon, great audio, no music. What? Are you sure? There should be system music. Maybe it's really low. I actually have the music dialed down quite a bit because I don't want it to be too disruptive. Music just low. Okay. All right. Thanks, Andrew. Mohit, I need you to give me a thumbs up, sir. I need to know if I'm saying your name correctly because I've been thinking about this. Oh, that's an interesting name. B-U-T for you. Okay. Hello and welcome. Good to see you. All right. So you guys, last week we had a lot of questions and I didn't get to anything that I had prepared. So maybe we'll get some questions again today. By the way, here, let me just frame this up. If you have a question, put QQQ in front before you ask. I'm going to pin that. This is a tip that Rob gave me. So I think that's a pin message now. Okay, yeah. If you have a question, let her rip. All things YouTube, channel growth, small channels, just getting started, monetization, all the things. We're here to chat and have a good time and just talk YouTube. But also I have some advice that I had curated that I didn't get to last week because we had such a lively discussion. And I want to share it this week because I think it's super valuable. So I will, I'll keep my eye on the chat and I'll try to deliver what I think is some of the best YouTube advice out there. And there's an amazing creator. Her name is Aprilyn Alter, who I did start talking about last week. But again, I did not, I didn't even get to show you what I was going to show you. I put a link for her channel in the chat. Feel free to subscribe and watch any of her content. She does really amazing work. She makes all kinds of YouTube growth videos, and she does really good deep dives into the inner workings of what makes effective YouTube videos. So I know we all touch on these topics, but she's like what I would consider a YouTube savant. Like, she's really knowledgeable and she's got a lot of traction in a very short period of time. She's just about to hit 100,000 subscribers on her channel. So very excited for that. Let me get to this question from my musical success journey. And then we'll come back to Aprilyn and I'll just share with you a few things from her. So the question is, I'm thinking about vlog style versus teaching style of YouTube videos. Is it okay to combine both? That's a good question. Remind me, what are you teaching on? Like, what's your topic? What's your channel niche? I don't think I have a good answer for you. My gut tells me you might fragment your audience. And my gut also tells me the vlog style content might not perform as well because early on, for a small channel especially, vlog style content, unless you're just like insanely funny and interesting and charismatic, doesn't always do well because nobody knows you yet. And it's hard to get that momentum built. With an educational style channel, it's a little bit easier to get the momentum going. If you combine the two, you might find that the people who subscribe for the educational stuff, they don't necessarily come back for the vlog stuff, and even vice versa. But let me ask the folks in the chat, what do you guys think about this combo? Honestly, I think everything is worth experimenting. I don't think really there's many bad ideas on YouTube. I think it's worth trying things out to see how it goes if you have the patience to let an experiment run. But my gut tells me stick to one lane, and that's going to give you the best chance of success on YouTube. That's my humble take on it. I'd encourage you guys, if you disagree, to disagree. Let's see. GAD Finance Foundation. Hello, welcome from the Netherlands. Cool. Good to see you. Nanad's got a question. I just verified my address on my, what? Is that your music channel? Oh, wait, you just verified your address on your Dad channel? It generated some money, but now am I supposed to connect? I don't know what you're asking, Nanad. You're gonna have to DM me or ask it another way. If you're asking about AdSense, you don't need to connect that to a website. I think you know that though. Maybe you're asking about something else. Let me know. I might just not be reading things correctly because I'm overly caffeinated right now. A Star, welcome. I think I'm saying that right. Genie's Journal, you got a question? Not sure if this is on topic, but I have created a video planner for YouTubers. But I'm having a hard time reaching YouTubers. Any advice? This is greatly appreciated. So are you talking about like you've created a content calendar for YouTube content creators to use? I think that's what you might be suggesting. If so, I love it. I would love to take a look at it if possible. I think that's amazing. A lot of creators struggle with organization and thinking through their content strategy and their content plan and like when they're going to post things and how to prioritize their video topics. So that's an interesting product, but you're having a hard time reaching your intended audience. I guess I would ask you, what other, do you make content for non-YouTubers as well? Because again, like the YouTubers are probably a very specific subset of people who might be interested in your other content, but you just have to be really specific and clear in the titles that you're really targeting YouTubers. So maybe something like, I don't know, the best content calendar journal to help you with your YouTube channel or something along those lines. But you know what I mean? Like just getting the title to be really clear about who it's for. And then of course in the video itself, making sure it's really clear what the value proposition is. And honestly, what you'll find is that you're probably competing with a lot of other like YouTube growth channel videos because there's just a ton of us out there. I'm trying to think how you could package that up a little bit better. Maybe, do you have a link? Do you have a video already for that? I would love to take a look at it. Let me see if I can pull up your channel really quick here. Here we go. Go to channel. Let me know. Maybe, I don't know if it's on your channel or not. Excuse me. I'm just having a quick look here. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you have a channel that's all around planners and planning and organization and productivity, then you're making, potentially if you make a video targeted towards YouTubers who need help organizing their content calendars, that'd be a tough reach unless you are like highly specific about it. Yeah, let me know if you've already got a video on that. So you do talk a lot about it on your channel. Okay. Then it might just be, I mean, it might be a matter of time, right? I don't know if there's a specific video on your channel, but just getting really clear in the title about what it is and who it's for. Because clarity is probably the most important thing in a title and in the thumbnail as well. Hopefully that helps. What's up, Naz? Good to see you, man. Claudio, welcome from Switzerland. Good to see you. I think we've got way more people here from Europe than we do from the US. Yeah, good to see you guys. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Mike's Adventure Sports, welcome back. Good to see you. Nicola, welcome back. All right, Zachary's got a question. How long did it take you to get out of the less than 100 view season once you got good at making videos? Did it happen gradually or did you have a sudden growth? I don't think I've gotten out of the season of making, I don't, sorry, let me rephrase that. I don't think I have grown out of not making good videos. My videos are still, in my opinion, mostly bad and mediocre. But I probably took me a good, I don't know, I want to say like 3 to 4 months before a new video, I could just guarantee it was going to get over 100 views. Yeah, a couple of months, maybe 4 or 5, if I had to think about it. But then there were little pockets where one video would do well and he would sort of raise the floor on all the other videos. And when you look back at all of the videos on my channel, even right now, you can see where those spikes were. They would be basically like once every 3 months, I would have like a nice video take off, give me a big bump. And then those subscribers would come in and start to watch some of my other videos. And then that would help out with more impressions of those other videos. So yeah, less than 6 months where I was comfortable thinking, okay, these videos are going to get more than 100 views. But again, I was posting twice per week. So I was putting out a lot of content. I think I had like 25 videos posted in my first 3 months. So hopefully that helps answer that question. Thank you, Zach, for the question. We have another one from Imperfect Dollar. Hello. Good to see you. I don't think we've met. Welcome. How long do you think it takes to pivot a channel? I'm moving away from finance news to personal finance, frugal tips, debt-free journey content. That's a good question. I don't know if I have a good answer for you on it. I would think there's a lot of overlap with that audience, right? People who are interested in personal finance might also have an interest in financial news. Like logistically, if you want, just completely rip the Band-Aid off and just start making all of your future content on this new topic. And, you'll probably lose views and you might even lose some subscribers, and that's okay, because if you've got a clear direction on where you want to go, just make the jump. Don't look back. Don't worry about it. And then the new viewership will find you, and that's a good thing. And that'll then strengthen the channel once again. But I don't know if there's like a time frame. I mean, it just depends on the content, how well it's packaged, how well you get eyeballs and visibility on it. If you have a good early video that helps, take off because it's a good quality video, then there's really no time frame around it. I've seen people take completely dead channels where they haven't posted in years and they've got a backlog of videos and they've got a couple hundred subscribers. They will then just, pedal to the floor and start posting on a brand new niche, brand new topics. And they do that consistently for, 3 to 6 months. And then their channel just takes off because like they've locked in on that new niche, that new topic, and they're doing, they're posting a lot. There's a lot of consistency. They're meeting their viewers' needs. So, I mean, it can take some time, but you can turn it around pretty quick. You just got to stay focused and locked in on it. That would be my recommendation. Carolyn, hello. You have a question. My stall is exactly the same as Nanette. Oh, AdSense level 2? Is that what you're talking about? Sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding. If you have a way of rephrasing the question, let me know. Carolyn, I know that you're having all kinds of issues with AdSense, but keep me posted on what you're trying to get at. All right, Mohit, I got you, bro. What do you think causes YouTubers to quit? Impatience, and the amount of work it takes. The rest of your question is, most YouTubers quit by 20 long form videos. You just hit 20 long form videos and you have no desire to quit. So you wanted to double check on what to look out for. Yeah, I mean, congratulations, by the way. Getting to 20 is awesome. And, I don't think a desire to quit really ever goes away, if I have to be honest. And this is just my 12-month novice experience. But if you watch, there's a lot of tenured YouTubers who always talk about burnout and taking a long break and coming back, or resetting their channel and starting over. I don't think creator burnout really ever goes away. It's just a matter of how well you mitigate it. And it also has to do with how well you temper your expectations and give yourself grace and remain patient with the process. Because I don't think it matters what milestone you hit on YouTube, you were always going to want more. Like when I first started out, I just wanted to get to 100 subscribers. And when I got there, I was like, awesome, this is great. And then I'm like, okay, now I need to get to 500. And I got there, I was like, okay, this is cool. But now I need to get to 1,000. And now I need to get to 4,000 watch time. And the goalpost never stops moving. So I think the question is like, how do you relish the moment more than for just 5 seconds, which is what I always do. You know, how do you hold on to that feeling of accomplishment, of satisfaction, and like you've made it? Because it's so important to remind yourself like of the ground that you've covered, and to try and be content with your progress, and to not compare yourself to other people. I think comparison, you've heard me talk about this, is a trap, and it's something that we stew about, and we just get in our heads that we're not doing enough or we're not good enough, and it's bad. So there's so many factors that contribute to people wanting to quit, and I think it's to do with expectations and patience. This is a multi-year endeavor. If you want to do YouTube seriously, you got to give yourself a couple years to do it, and you got to allow yourself to fail, and fail fast, and fail often, and be okay making an idiot out of yourself on the internet. And you just got to show up and do the work, despite the fact that it's going to be mind-numbingly boring eventually. Like, it's going to start to feel like work eventually. But you got to do it. You got to put the reps in, and you got to keep climbing. So that was a lot for a very simple, quick question. Thanks, Mohit, for asking. Appreciate it. All right, we got World of Music. Hello from South Africa. Cool. Good to have you. Welcome. Yeah, I just love it. You guys are just chopping it up here. Okay, another question from BUT4U. Is it a must in successful packaging to make thumbnails that include a photo of yourself? What seems to be the standard format? Am I shooting myself in the foot by doing something else? Okay, first of all, thank you for this imperfect dollar. Thank you for the super. Really appreciate it. But no, I don't think it's required. It depends on the format, and it depends on your niche. There's just so many caveats with YouTube. There's so much nuance with YouTube, but you definitely don't need to have your face in the thumbnail. If, for example, if you are, I don't know, if you have a woodworking channel or a cooking channel, you probably could just show a high quality close-up image of the thing that you've crafted, or the dish that you've prepared, right? As long as it looks nice and it's aesthetically appealing, people would want to click on that. If you're a talking head channel like me, an education channel like me, then it helps to have your face in the thumbnail. And it helps to convey an emotion that, is like, that helps reinforce the emotion that you want in the thumbnail, like the caption and also the title, right? But people are naturally drawn to other people's faces. And that's why there are so many faces on YouTube thumbnails. But more specifically than that, we're drawn to emotion. So if it's just you in the thumbnail looking very bland and boring, that's one thing. But if you have a perplexed look on your face, or a curious look, or a confident look, or a smile, like those emotions, like we just subconsciously interpret those emotions. So that's why, to the extent that you can, like, convey an emotion in your thumbnail, and that will help, I think, with click-through. And it'll also tell the viewer what they can expect from the video. It's all very subconscious. But no, there's no wrong way to do it. And I would encourage experimentation. If you don't want to include your face, if you want to go completely off script and do something completely different and unique, more power to you. Because oftentimes what cuts through on the homepage is a unique looking thumbnail, because thumbnails are like, everyone's trying to copy each other, right? So everyone just starts to blend in and it becomes noise. So if you can do something that people haven't seen before, then that gives you an advantage. So that is one of the tricks of YouTube, is how do you stand out in a crowded platform? So I hope that answers the question. Zeus on Crypto News. What's up? How are you? You're going to try to do your first video today. All right. I want to hear more. What's anything getting in the way? Anything holding you back? Have you tried filming it yet? Do you have all the script written out? I say just go for it, man. Like, give it a go. See what comes out. Okay, coming back to Ninad, he can't even rephrase it in his native language. Send me a DM, Ninad, and I'll try and figure out what you're asking. Yeah, Carolyn, I don't know what Ninad's question was, so I don't know. For whatever reason, it looked like gibberish to me. No offense, Ninad. Don't take any offense. All right, Andrew's got a question about his first live stream tomorrow. First of all, congratulations. Good job getting that scheduled. How have you landed on the time of your live stream? Was it based more on your schedule or when your audience is most active? I started doing my live streams at like 10 local time, I think. And then I even bumped them up to 8 o'clock local time for me. And now I'm doing them at 1 o'clock p.m. local time. So I'm Mountain Time Zone, which means Eastern time is 2 hours ahead of me. I don't really care. I don't pay attention to when my viewers are on for live streams. I suspect most of my viewers are on between like 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And that's what the data and the analytics shows me. But as far as the live stream goes, I'm not really trying to optimize for the highest number of people joining. The more the merrier, right? But I'm really mostly just trying to fit it into my schedule. So I'm sort of moving it around based on other things. Hope that's helpful, Andrew. Spartan Shorts, what's up? Welcome. Mike, Adventure Sports, Adventure Sparks. Sorry, Mike. My question is about adventures and camping in my truck camp around Minnesota. The question is, when I do live, sometimes it's me cooking supper. Do you think this will hurt my niche? Let's take a look. I want to take a look at your channel real quick, because I don't think, stand by, I just gotta get your channel pulled up. Let's see what kind of videos you got. Oh, and you're almost at 100 subscribers. A little bit of everything. So what would you say your channel is actually about? I'm trying to remember if we've looked at your channel before. So there's definitely some camping videos on here. You've got some Duluth videos, e-bikes, Great Lakes. Aw, that's hard. Saying goodbye to a loved one. Sorry, Mike. Yeah, I mean, it feels like the content's a little bit varied. I think it depends on who you're targeting. Do you want to talk to other campers or people interested in camping? Or are you trying to talk to people with a general love for the outdoors? But here's the thing about YouTube. It really helps to get super specific about like who you intend your videos to be served to. A lot of people make videos just about a lot of things, general things that are happening in their lives, places they visited, food that they've eaten, but a lot of that stuff's just not going to be interesting to most people on YouTube. So it's hard to grow a channel when the content is about you and your life and your experiences and what you're going out and looking at. Unless you're just like a brilliant filmmaker and you can craft a narrative around that experience and tell a good story. But for the average person, that's not going to be the case. So like if you lean into the camping stuff and you're talking about camping and you're showing footage of camping and the experience of camping and giving camping tips, all of that stuff fits into this like larger camping bucket. And then what will happen in time with a large volume of videos, people who are searching for camping related things or who tend to enjoy watching camping related videos will then get suggested your content. And that's how you'll start to get more views and impressions. But as it stands, it just feels like the content's quite a bit varied. And I know you're not that long in, just a few months, I think, at this point. So I guess my question to you would be like, what do you like making content on? And can you distill it even further and then just focus in on that one area? So I know that was a lot, but Mike, let me know if that's helpful to you. We got Marianne, welcome. Marco, first time joining. You didn't miss much, just me rambling like usual, but thank you for dropping in. Good to see you. Spartan Shorts, why does every YouTube guider person tell the same thing over and over again? Like, I've watched over 100 videos on the topic remains the same, how to get subscribers. It's a good question. I think it's because repetition helps instill the knowledge. And then also every time we say the same thing, it's oftentimes reaching different people for the first time. So, yeah, I mean, I think with these live streams, I open it up for questions. So people have questions they can ask. And then oftentimes the questions are pretty similar. So they elicit a similar response. But in terms of the videos themselves, I think oftentimes saying the same thing from a different angle helps as well. Describing it a different way, using a different perspective or a different angle can be useful because everyone listens and interprets differently and everyone learns differently. So, yeah, I think it's helpful to be repetitive. And I even think about this in my old job too, where I was a sales leader in a B2B team. I was often communicating the same things over and over again. So repetition is important, right? For learning, for execution, for implementation. That's my 2 cents on that. But if there's more to that question, Spartan, just let me know. Okay. I just verified my address. Okay, you don't have to connect it to a website. So for AdSense, once you have an AdSense account, you do not need to connect it to a website. If you get a pop-up saying, hey, connect your AdSense to a website, you just ignore it. You don't do it. You just need to connect it to your YouTube channel. That's it. On the top left, when you're signed into your AdSense account, you just link it to your YouTube channel, and that's it. So I wouldn't worry about trying to connect it to a website. So hopefully that helps answer that question. See, we've got Tien in the house. Welcome, Tien. Good to see you. Okay, so Spartan's clarifying. They all talk about improving thumbnails and tags, descriptions, and all that, but no one talks about that. It still depends on their niche and how their thumbnail should be. Yeah, I mean, everything is really dependent. There's so many caveats to YouTube, and that's why it's hard to give like crystal clear advice because every niche is so different. The viewers are so different and their preferences are so different. So I tend to couch things in a lot of caveats, which may or may not be helpful for you guys. Catherine, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Let me just make sure I'm catching up here. Okay, Tien's got a question on live streams. I said I'll do one, but never did. You're in trouble, Tien. What do you think of doing a live stream of me basically just studying for an exam related to my niche? I think people have done that, right? They've created little study sessions where they go live and they just kind of dial in on their material and they don't really engage with their community. It's almost like an accountability live stream. I like the idea. I think it's worth trying. And it could be a good first way of doing a live stream without putting a ton of pressure on yourself. Because if you set the stage in advance, right? And I don't know how Tian, I don't know how you're going to package the live stream, but it could be something like study with me or, something along those lines. You could preface it like you could kick off the live stream and you could put a comment, you could put a pinned comment, kind of how I have one at the top. And it could read something like, this is, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Like, this is a quiet study session. Feel free to dig into whatever material you need to study. I'm gonna study on my stuff for the next 2 hours or whatever it is. And then that way people know it's not going to be a live stream where you're like directly interacting with them. And then again, you don't need to watch the chat. You don't need to engage. You don't need to talk. Just kind of lock in on what you're doing. And then you can come back after the fact and see if people were joining and see how long people were staying for, because you'll be able to see in the YouTube studio the average view duration or average percentage viewed. And that could help you understand if people were actually hanging out with you during the study session. I think that's a good first foray into doing a live stream. But eventually, you should probably chat with your people, We got Rudy. What's up, Rudy? Aha, Catherine, I like it. Scheduled the live stream. Cool, I appreciate that. And good morning to you, Catherine. Happy Friday. It's the future in Australia and New Zealand. Zach's got a question. When working a full-time job, trying to build this YouTube business, how do you manage your schedule? I find it mind-boggling sometimes. The short answer is I didn't. I didn't manage my schedule. I was all over the place. It was very scrappy and throwing things together last minute. I made sure to work my job, like my 9-to-5 job. And in whatever spare time I had, I was putting it into YouTube. And that meant evenings, that meant sometimes in the morning, and that meant also weekends. So I don't really know if there's a simple solution to manage time. It's, to the extent you can and you'll follow it, do time blocking on your calendar, like create specific blocks on your calendar for when you want to get certain things done related to your content. The question then becomes how, like, how do you stick with that, right? Like, do you just shrug it off and blow it off? Or do you actually like say, okay, I got 90 minutes to ideate and write a script and write a hook and write a thumbnail or write a title, and I'm going to stick to that 90-minute block. And tomorrow, okay, now I've got an hour to film. I'm going to stick to that 1 hour block. If you can do that, if you have the discipline, more power to you. It's easy to time block on the calendar, but in practice, it's hard to actually execute on it. But there's no real secret to that, I don't think. And if anyone in the comments has an idea, let me know, because I'd love to hear from you. But one thing you can do, if you have the time, is you can batch film, batch write, batch edit. And so like, think of just performing one single task, but for 2 to 3 videos. So sit down. Okay, I'm gonna come up with 3 different video topics. These are gonna be my next 3 videos. You come up with the 3, and then you say, okay, now I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna title these things, and you lock in those titles, right? So you got your topics and you got your titles, and then you say, okay, now I'm gonna write out my hooks for all 3 of these. And you can probably accomplish all of this realistically in a 90-minute session. Topics, titles, and hooks, okay? And then you just lock it in. And I know a lot of us out there will come up with an idea, and then 3 days later, it doesn't seem all that interesting to us anymore. So we kind of scrap it and move on to something else. But lock it in, put it on the calendar, lock it in. And then the next time you have time, like maybe you got another 60 or 90-minute session, then you just write out as much as you can for all 3 videos, like script out whatever you're going to script for all 3 videos, right? And then lock that in. And then when you have time to film, try to batch film two videos, potentially 3 videos if you can. It's really grueling and time intensive, and it's really, really frustrating. But if you can kind of stick to a single task and just commit to that, then, you know, I think in time you'll get a lot better at it. And then also that'll help with your time management issues, because doing all of the things every single week, week in, week out, is very, very, it's tedious and it's frustrating and it's difficult. So I hope that helps. Pardon the delay, y'all. I'm just looking at the chat here, trying to catch up a little bit. Beauty for you. Thank you for the super. Very much appreciated. I'm realizing I'm really backed up. Nanad, thank you again, man. Okay, Suzanne, welcome. I don't think we've met. Good to see you. I see you've got a question. If I use the gimbal, do you need to remove case? Recommend or doesn't matter? I don't know. I think I'm trying to remember. I don't have a gimbal. For anyone else that has a gimbal in the chat, let Susan know if you are removing the case. I think they come with their own attachment, don't they? Maybe it's magnetic. Whatever, I would say whatever it recommends. If it works with your case, leave it on. But I don't own one myself, but I've checked one out. Arthur, you're able to move abroad because of your small YouTube channel bringing in a decent income. Good for you, man. Congratulations. Many of your viewers have purchased your ebook. Oh, I love that. I'm wondering what your ebook is about and how much you're charging for it. And by the way, I didn't tease this earlier, but I have a special guest for us today. For those of you who have heard me talk about my girlfriend, her name is Erin. She's been reluctant to get on camera. And so I've convinced her to say hello. And so here she is. Everyone say hi to Erin.
Where am I looking?
Right here.
Hi. I love hearing all your stories, guys. Keep up the good work. I could never do what you do.
So Erin's the love of my life. She's my biggest fan. And she gives me all kinds of great feedback. And she lets me do this crazy YouTube thing. So I can't thank her enough for all the support. And it's Erin with 2 N's, by the way. It is an Irish name, right? Yeah.
Apparently. That's what my dad says, so.
But yeah, so she's coming up to say hello and check out the live stream. And you're now officially on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm on now. Yeah, look at all the people participating, all the questions. That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, have fun, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
We got her, you guys. We got her. I've been waiting on that for like 2 months. Yeah, so that's my better half. She puts up with me doing this crazy YouTube stuff. So thank you for the warm welcomes for her. Very much appreciate it. All right. Am I missing any questions? Jeannie's asking, can we work with you? How can we work with you? Jeannie, here, I'm going to give you a link for my community. I'll put it in the chat. And that's a great way for us to get to know each other a little bit. And I can tell you more about my coaching program, should you be interested. But thank you for the question. Virgil, what's up, man? Good to see you. You're at work? Yeah, no worries. Good to have you on here. Thanks for dropping in and hanging out with us. Cruising with Elena. Also, I'm not sure I can live on this even after a few years. I'd be curious what you're talking about. If you're talking about YouTube income, let me know. So Spartan's got another question. My main channel got deleted from YouTube because I did somehow make a video that violated the guidelines. But the thing is that I didn't even get a warning, but YouTube just deleted my channel. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. I have heard that YouTube is sometimes not overly specific about when they ban or suspend a channel, and I know with some people trying to get their AdSense, they weren't really specific about why they were denied. So that's unfortunate. I wish I had something I can help you with on that, but yeah. So Rudy says it's very difficult for me to broadcast in English because I have not spoken English for 36 years. Wow, that's a long time. What's your native language, Rudy? And I apologize if you've already mentioned where you're from, but it sounds like the plan is to do a channel in English. Yeah, it could be tough. Yeah, I mean, I think, are you trying to do a talking head where you're like just chatting with the camera, or are you thinking of doing a voiceover narration? That's gonna be one of those things you probably just have to continue to practice out. Okay, so you're German, got it. Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that. Yeah, I'm wondering, does it make sense to do it in German? I can't remember. I know we talked about this, but I'm not remembering why the pivot to English. Uh-oh, Tien's in trouble. So this video is going to get served to your boss, Tien. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Don. I don't know if that's a question, Don, but Canva whiteboard is great for capturing and organizing ideas. 100%. Do you guys all use Canva? And if so, have you used the whiteboard feature in Canva? Because like Don mentioned, it's a really good way of visualizing and kind of even like drawing out things. If you're trying to map out your branding for your channel or your content pillars, or even like a minor content calendar, like an order of videos that you're going to post, or grabbing inspiration. So if there's videos out there on YouTube that you really like that you might want to get inspiration from on the way it's structured or the thumbnail or the title, you can just grab the URL, put it into the Canva whiteboard, and then you can keep it there as like a library of things that inspire you. Yeah, Canva's pretty cool. I've been playing around a lot with the AI image generator in there, and it's not great, but it comes up with some interesting ideas. Mike says it's interesting, extremely hard trying to do YouTube and full-time working. Yeah, it's tough, man. Like there's no easy way around it. And I did it for 4 months before I ended up quitting my 9-to-5. And I don't think I would have stuck with YouTube if I kept my 9-to-5, just because I wouldn't have had the stamina to do it for that long. 4 months was long enough. Sources God, hello. I don't think we've met, but you've got a question. So you make a prayer channel and you've been focused on shorts, but want to expand just a little bit what I offer my audience. Can I give you some tips, please? I think I would need more information from you because I'm not quite sure what you're asking. If you're asking, should you test out long form, then I would say absolutely yes. If your goal is to build trust with an audience and eventually sell a product, whether it's a digital product, whether it's coaching, community, whatever it is that you're trying to sell, if that's your goal, then long form video is the much better version of that. So I would encourage you to try out long form and do it for a long period of time. Try to build a community, try to build a lot of trust and credibility, and then come to market with whatever your offer is. And you'll probably be pleasantly surprised that more people would be interested because they will have gotten to know you over time. And that's really, really important for people to want to make a buying decision. Claudio's got a question. I landed on a creator's channel that has 11 long form videos, 2 shorts, and almost 30,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Here's my guess. That wasn't their first channel. I almost guarantee you that's like a 3rd or 4th or 5th channel. They've figured out YouTube, and that's how they've done that. Okay, Modi, you got a question. Moody? Is it Moody? Good to see you. I don't think we've met either. So my channel is growing, but the problem is my audience is not more than 200,000. So do I continue? But I can't be 200K subs. I don't know if I know the answer to that question. I'm not sure if I understand the question. Oh, I think you just got banned. So I'm not even going to touch that one because you're probably doing something no good. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for all the warm welcomes for Aaron too. Now we know why you're so happy. She's great. She's great. Am I looking a little red? Because I feel it's a little hot in here. Maybe I gotta turn the air back on. Bill's got a question. CapCut or Filmora? Your take. Bill, I haven't used Filmora. I've only used CapCut, so I would have to say CapCut. I think I've heard pretty good things about Filmora though, but I think CapCut is more popular and designed. And I don't know this about Filmora, but CapCut is like specifically designed for social content, of which YouTube is. So yeah, there's that. But I know a lot of folks are a little kind of sketched out by the CapCut terms of service with them being able to use your content. So that could be a significant consideration. Something to look into if that's a concern of yours, if privacy is a concern of yours. Do I work with a teleprompter? I do not. I've tried it out, actually. I got the Elgato prompter once, and I was using it with my smartphone, but I just found it to be really clunky with trying to get the smartphone connected to the prompter. And then also, I just wasn't really good at writing out scripts, and I'm still not great, but it's definitely an acquired skill to work with a teleprompter, and you got to really practice it and figure out how you like to write. But I sent it back because I didn't want to keep it. Finisher Tala. No, thank you, but I appreciate the offer. Yeah, so Rudy, you mentioned how you are trying to make a channel in English. Yeah. I'm just curious why you wouldn't stick with the German channel. That could be a consideration. I might be missing something. Just let me know. Gabe Vibe has a question. How do I make my channel my logo name? And I want to make CapCut templates. Are those viral? I'm not sure about the templates, but how do I make my channel my logo name? I think you just go into your channel customization and you can rename your channel name. That shouldn't be a problem. You just go into your settings to take care of that. What's up, Stevie? Welcome, sir. Kin Moore, welcome. Oh no, Mohit, lost your Wi-Fi. Okay, good. Thank you for letting me know. I've been thinking about this all week. Like, I'm going to say his name correctly. All right, thank you. Mohit. I got you. You guys, I know I'm a little bit behind on the comments, so thank you for bearing with me here. Okay. So good clarification, Bill. Thank you. So Filmora was created before CapCut, both have the same developer, but owned by different companies, and you've used both 95+% the same interface. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize they even look similar. Interesting. Good to know. Yeah, Bill, what's your take? Which one do you prefer, since you've had your hand in both? I'd be curious your thoughts. And Bill, do you have any thoughts on the terms of service that people are worried about? Yeah, I'd be curious to know on that. I know a lot of people are trying to move away from CapCut because of those terms of service, and they're looking for alternatives. A lot of people are trying DaVinci Resolve, and for some people, that is a huge learning curve. So if there are alternatives, that might be useful to know. And I'm also curious, Bill, if you know the cost of Filora. All right, so Zeus has a question. If I do streaming straight from YouTube, can I move my picture, my face, and can I pull my comments like you do? No, you can't. You can share your screen with the native YouTube application, but you can't move. I don't think you can move the camera around, and you can't pull comments up on the screen. So that's one of the reasons why I like ECam, but also there's platforms like StreamYard, there's Riverside, I think, but all the paid streaming platforms tend to do the same thing. But no, with the regular native interface for YouTube, you can't actually pull comments up. And that's one of the reasons why I got ECam, is because I want to be able to pull comments up on the screen. Yeah, Marco, sorry if I missed that one. I use ECam Live. Are you familiar with ECam Live? It's Mac only, but again, you can use StreamYard. They all do the same thing. Anything good from Amazon? What'd you get? Sorry, it's a creepy question. Kenji, what's up, Kenji? First time in the live, welcome, good to see you. What are your thoughts about this? First time you're live, the question, what are your thoughts about this communication skills courses? I have seen your old videos, and to me, it looks like you are better with time. Well, yeah, thank you for saying that, by the way. That's a nice little compliment. I hope so. I hope I'm not getting worse. God forbid I got worse. But yeah, in time, with practice, you just get better at everything naturally. I don't think people need to take a course on communication or public speaking or presenting on camera, but it certainly can't hurt if you're interested in taking a class or a course, or there's a lot of really good free content on YouTube. Shirley, I think her name is Shirley Angel, has a YouTube channel. Let me find it. And she talks about camera confidence and things like that. Here, I'll put the link in the chat. You can probably glean some good tidbits from her, but this is her channel. And she's still a relatively new YouTuber, but I think she has a career in broadcast television. I think she was a news anchor, if I'm remembering correctly, but she's got great camera presence, and she can give you all kinds of tips on how to improve your communication skills on camera. But ultimately, it's one of those things where you just get better the more you do it. So practice, 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 repetition, putting in the reps, and just knowing that if you are terrible at it, that's okay, because you're going to get better. But good question. Thanks, Kenji. And I appreciate the acknowledgement that I'm getting better. That's so nice to hear. All right, so Marco, an alternative, very similar to CapCut, is VN Editor. I'd be curious to know more about that. I've heard it, but I don't hear many people talking about it. So Marco, if you've used it, let me know what your experience has been like. Okay, Claudio, you're using Filora. Tian is using DaVinci for color grading. Tian, you're using Descript too, right? Yeah, I think you were. I know you did a tutorial for us. Okay, so Gabe, your question is you need to know how to come up with names and need to know how to make logos and descriptions and banners a fresh channel. I would talk to ChatGPT and tell it what you're looking to do and have it give you some ideas for channel names and have it give you some prompts for image generation. And ChatGPT can generate images for you. It's not great by any means, but you can use it as inspiration, and then you can go into Canva and design your own. Also, you can look at Canva templates to figure out what are some, I don't know, you can look at like different, there's all kinds of templates in Canva that you can take a look at for banners and logos and things like that. So those are my recommendations. I would lean into using something like ChatGPT and having that conversation to figure out what, just to get really narrow and like, coming up with something that's going to be relevant for what you're getting after, if that makes sense. Sources God says, I run a faceless YouTube channel powered by N8N AI automation. Cool, man. That's pretty neat. Yeah, that's really cool to hear. And using Suno, sweet. Suno's great. So I think the question is, would adding on-camera face reveals or voice-over intros help? Are you using AI voices as well? I guess I'm not fully understanding. I think it depends on the vibe of your channel. Like if you're going full AI automation, then I don't know if you need to reveal your face unless you really want to be on camera. But I think a voiceover, like a human voiceover, is definitely probably preferable than an AI one. But honestly, the AI voiceovers are getting really, really good. So I don't know. I'm on the fence because I've watched AI channels where it's an AI voiceover and I'm like really impressed with it. Lone Wrench Garage, what's up? Welcome. Yes, Zeus. ECam Live is really, really easy to use. OBS, I found to be a little bit difficult. And granted, I probably didn't spend enough time trying to learn it, but it is a bit, I think the learning curve's a little bit higher on it. But ECam is actually quite simple. And I would suspect StreamYard is pretty simple as well. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy your protein powder. I'm just kidding. Do I think AI will take over? I think so. I think AI will take over. First YouTube and then the world. So I think we should be nice to our AI friends right now. But no, in all seriousness, I think I think in 10 years the world's going to look a lot different with how we interact online and the kinds of work that people do. And I just feel like this is just going to keep getting better and exponentially so. So it's a little bit scary right now, but it's also a good kind of scary. Okay, so Source, you use VN as well. That's cool. It's good to know. Seeing some representation from that. Hey, Bill, what time is it for you? Is it 5 a.m.? I think you need to go back to sleep. I'm just kidding. Rudy, great question. Have I ever had to record a video 4 times? Yes, all the time. Do you guys have this problem? Tell me in the comments. Do you record a video and then you watch it back and you're like, I hate this? And you like, oh, I'm gonna go record it again. And then you record it again and you still hate it. And then a day goes by and you try it again. Honestly, a lot of videos on my channel, a lot of the talking head where it's seemingly done in one take, those are usually a 3rd or 4th attempt. So Rudy, you are not alone. A lot of us, including myself, go through this. Yeah, Nanad, thank you for the recommendation on Leonardo. What's up, Jace? Good to see you. Welcome. Okay, so VN is pretty similar to CapCut. Looks like a carbon copy. Wait, so why are most people not using VN editor then if it's US owned? Because everyone loves CapCut, but they hate the fact that it's owned by ByteDance. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for the nod on that, Marco. Sweet, Catherine, getting back into the live streams. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah, I mean, use your own voice. If you want to do a voiceover, I've been doing voiceovers lately on some of my videos, and I'm actually quite enjoying the recording process. And when you do it yourself, you know that things are being said correctly, and then you don't have to pay 11 labs. That's just my 2 cents. The Recovering Pagan, interesting name. Do you leave your live streams up after you finish? Yes, they convert to video on demand, and they'll still get views, and you'll still accrue watch time. So definitely leave your live streams up. I would never recommend not leaving them up. Mr. Kevin, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Thank you, Don, for being here. Appreciate you modding. And Zeus, thank you for the Superman. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you. It's a wealthy life. How are you? It's going well. Summer's going good. It's going by so fast. And yeah, I'm getting better at the work-life balance. Really, it's the YouTube girlfriend balance. That's what I'm working on. And I think it's getting better. I'm trying to unplug and pull away after working hours. So it's a process though. Ooh, new chair. I love it. Secret Labs. You see that? I highly recommend. Secret Labs is an amazing brand. It's like a gaming brand, right? But these chairs are so comfortable and they're very sturdy and they're very like durable. So I highly recommend if you're in the market for a nice chair. When we think about how many hours you spend sitting in that chair, it helps to have something really nice. Who are some YouTubers that give me advice and how to get monitored and stuff? I'm not sure if I know the question, but yeah, I mean, if you need YouTube advice, there are tons of people out there just like me giving YouTube advice. But again, find the people who specialize in the content that you're trying to create, because I make content specifically for other educational YouTubers. I don't talk anything about AI or automation. So just, you know, find people that are making the stuff that you want to make and follow their example and see if they have programs or videos that can educate you. True story, Bill. True story. The world has definitely changed. I mean, what were you guys doing in 2015? Do you remember what kind of phone you had in 2015? Do you remember, like, I don't know, like what was the technology like in 2015? There was no 5G back then. We were on the iPhone. What was it, like the iPhone 6? I don't know. It's crazy how much time has passed. Oh my gosh. Have I ever forgot to press record? 100%. I've done that. It's so frustrating. Have you guys ever forgot to press record? Like you actually like talking to the camera and you realize, oh shoot, like I didn't record any of that. That's definitely a thing. And good on you, man. Like if you don't have to take many takes, like more power to you. But I feel like the first few takes for me are just getting the garbage out. You know what I mean? Like I'm just awful, like stuttering, ums and ahs, like not even finishing a sentence. I have to do it like 3 or 4 times. Bill, man, 5 a.m. That's rough. Just ship it. I love it. Just ship it. I think that should be a t-shirt design for YouTubers. Just ship it. What do you think? Prodigal's back. Rudy's asking, how do I deal with technical problems? I tend to get angry and break things. Usually I talk to ChatGPT though, and then I get angry at ChatGPT. And yeah. Normally I can figure out technical stuff. Not always. Sometimes I get stuck and I can't figure it out. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of patience and sticking with the problem and Googling and talking to chat and hopefully getting the answer figured out. Tien, you were new to the US 10 years ago. Wow. Catherine, you trained as a coach in 2015. And yeah, iPhone 6. Cool. All right, so we got Lorelei. I think I'm saying your name right. Nutrition with Lorelei has a question. If you already have a YouTube channel and it's not going well, should you keep posting or start a new one? I guess my question would be, how long have you been posting on that channel? How many subscribers do you have? How many videos do you have? And are you going to be changing topics or doing the same kinds of content? Just thinking about a reboot. So Lorelei, let me know if you have more context and detail on that. And good to see you. Good to be, glad to have you here. Oh my gosh, Nanad, 10 years ago, I was in South Korea winning IESF Esports World Championship. Wait, what is that? What is that, a game or is that like a league? Sorry, I sound like an old man. I don't know this. Gepper San, G3, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. How much do you earn in YouTube? That depends. For like ad revenue, not a whole lot. Maybe a couple $100 a month. Lately, it's been getting better because I've been having a few videos get popular. But I make more money through off-platform business stuff, through coaching and things like that. So yeah, money on YouTube is not all that great unless you have a really big audience and you have a lot of views and you maybe get some channel members. But the AdSense depends, again, on the niche. If you're like a gaming or lifestyle niche or reaction channel niche or AI niche, you're probably not going to make much money at all through ads. If you are like a personal finance or real estate or investment or crypto niche, you might make more money through ads. So I hope that's helpful. Hope that answers the question. Steve, I have an overwhelming urge to buy gear that I know I don't need. Anyone got any recommendations? Lights or mics? Yeah, this mic right here. Can you see this one? This is my Shure MV7 mic, which I love. I talked about this last week too. For the light, I have an Amaran 60X, I think it is, and I have a Godox softbox. It's right above me, but I don't use it for when I record actual YouTube videos because I'm using my kitchen area that has a lot of natural light. But if you don't need it, don't get it. This thing that I got, I don't really need it. It's helpful for when I'm doing these live streams, but other than that, I don't really get much use out of it. But it is definitely a challenge to fight the urge to buy new shiny objects and to have new kit to play with. So I feel you on that, Steve. I feel you. Ooh, you finally got fully AdSense monetized. Someone big reacted to a video of mine to boost my subscribers. We're gonna have to take a look at your channel. I want to check this out.
Hey guys.
Let's take a look. And by the way, I just love the look and feel of your channel. Like the the trees with the snow and like the black and white. It just looks and feels nice. So what happened? You said somebody reacted to a video? Tell me more. Was it an older video? Is it under popular? Or was it this guy here? Yeah, that's a cool story, man. I mean, not that you lost 28K, but just that the channel's doing well. Congratulations. Steve's got a question. Do people get notified if someone tags their channel in a video? Yes. Do you know how to check that? I can show you. Let me show you guys. In the YouTube studio, if you come into community, right here, mentions. So you can see right here, if someone's actually mentioning you, they have to tag you in the description of the video. So they just do @ and then your handle, and then you show up as being tagged, and then you'll get notified. Well, you don't get notified. You have to come in here and actually search for it. It's not like you get a ping or, you know, a red notification or anything like that. So Steve, let me know if that answers the question. And I said, sure, MV, V as in Victor, 7, MV7. Catherine says, don't go to the store, Steve. Yeah. Sweet. That's awesome, man. Congrats on that. That always helps. You never know, right? You never know. And that's why it's good too to network and to have like community and to just help other people out as best you can, because you never know when someone might shout you out or, you know, share your channel link or share your community with their followers. I don't know if you guys all know Old Me Living Better, Mike Bayer. His channel is amazing, and he's shouted me out a bunch of times. And every time he does, I get a huge influx of people coming to my channel and even people coming to my school community as well. So it's good to have like these relationships and these networks, because you never know who's going to be in your corner advocating for you. Rachel, hello. I see you sneaked in here. Good to see you. One more question. Okay, here we go. Can I do a little giveaway as, for example, $5 to $10, $15 in Bitcoin or altcoins for my viewers for free? Is it legal? I don't know. You'd have to Google, check the terms. Off the top of my head, I don't know the answer to that question. My gut tells me no, like just being conservative about that. I would suspect not, but I could be totally wrong. You probably have to look that up. Let's take a look, actually. We're going to ask our good friend ChatGPT. For my YouTube channel, yeah, Catherine, good call. You need to be extremely careful. YouTube has strict rules. Crypto-related content is heavily scrutinized due to scams. Yeah, that's true. There's a ton of, I mean, I haven't heard much about it lately in the news, but I mean, over the last 5 years, there's just been so many crypto implosions of platforms and just really bad practices. So yeah, giveaways with small amounts of well-known crypto like Bitcoin. It's a giveaway. You do not require payment. You follow the guidelines, which are here. Let's just grab this link. I'll put this in the chat for you. Catherine, thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, clear rules, eligibility, and you're not promoting a specific token. Yeah, it seems a little sketchy. I would be a little bit careful. Just make sure whatever you are doing, you put into ChatGPT and you say, hey, here's my plan. Tell me if I'm missing anything, or tell me if this is going to get me in trouble, and have it like scrutinize the crap out of your plan for the giveaway. And then, you know, the more bases you cover, the better. I think I'm caught up on the chat. Did I miss any questions, you guys? Catherine, how did your giveaway go? What did you give away? Dan, I'm curious, for that one YouTuber that shouted you out or that reacted to your video, did you know them? And I'm curious how you knew, like, who it was. Did you go into the studio and did they mention you? Okay, so it was another channel that did it. Got it. Steve, I do, actually. It's in my video description. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's in my video description. It's USB-C, plugs right into a smartphone, which is great. So here's the thing I've been trying to get to for the longest time, but you guys just had so many questions for me, so thank you for that. I wanted to share, hold on, let me find it again. This guy right here. Some of you may have seen this previously. So this is something that April and Alter had posted a couple months back, and I ended up sharing it with my school community because I just thought there was so much good, inspirational, profound value in her messaging. It's essentially 2 years worth of lessons that she had accrued since her time on YouTube. And there's a few things in here I thought I would call out. So if you're new, or if you're still in those beginning stages, her number one tip that I wholeheartedly agree with is there are kind of like stages. We always get this question, should I focus on quality or quantity? Right? 'Cause it's very hard to do both. Her take was focus on quantity first, and then quality, and then back to quantity. So I'm curious what you guys think about that, because I think that is, it's something that doesn't, it's a nuance that's not often talked about. Her whole shtick is like, early on, if you don't know what you're doing, just get the reps in. And as you start to get better at the content creation process, you get more efficient with it, then you can focus more on the quality. And the quality is really what's going to help grow the channel, right? At least in her take. And then once you get the quality down, once you figured out a good system for generating, you know, a baseline of a video that has a good level of quality to it, then you figure out how to scale for more quantity again. So I love that. I think that's a really good call out. Curious if you guys have any thoughts on that. And then this one here, imitate, then innovate. This is something that I've been talking about a lot lately. Is early on, it's hard to make videos that meet our standard of quality. And oftentimes we just throw things at the wall and see if they stick. And more often than not, they don't. So her recommendation would be find videos out there. This is kind of my recommendation too, that you admire, things that you get inspiration from, editing styles that you like, or communication styles that you like, and seek to implement as best you can some of those elements into your own video. And in the process of emulating, you start to learn. You get the muscle memory. You start figuring out the software a little bit. You start to figure out the design and the logic behind why some of these videos look and feel the way that they do. And then you'll start to hone in on your own preferences and your own style in time. And that's how you become your own unique style for your YouTube channel. Like you come up with your own editing style or your own communication and delivery or filming or whatever it is. But oftentimes we need to imitate first so that we can learn the mechanics of those things. So that's another one that I really, really liked. But this whole thing is chock full of goodness. I'll share this in the chat as well for anyone who wants it. She put community posts are underrated. I don't know if I've had the same experience. I'm curious if you guys have any thoughts on community posts. I think they're useful, but I don't think that they really help with scale all that much in terms of bringing in new eyeballs to the channel. But let me know if you guys had a different take on that. I certainly haven't. This one's important. There isn't any one way to win on YouTube. You've probably heard me say that too. Like there's just so many different paths you can take, so many different nuances and caveats and considerations, and everyone grows at different paces and everyone follows the YouTube guru advice to, you know, certain extents or degrees, and some people don't follow it at all and they still are very successful. It's just a matter of consistency, showing up and adding value. But that one is huge. Certainly don't have to follow people. You can kind of carve out your own path. But yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff in here. I'd encourage you guys to take a look at it. This, in my opinion, is some of the best YouTube advice out there. And I think there's like 18 of them. 18 different pieces of advice. So you guys have any other questions? Any other things that are on your mind? Don, any progress on the interview front? Only that you got the job. Okay, cool. Good to know. Well, I'm excited you guys got to meet Erin. That was pretty fun. I've been bugging her about that for a long time. And actually I have family coming into town tomorrow. So I'll have my mom and my stepdad here for a couple days. They'll be here till Tuesday. So we just getting out and about here in Denver. And yeah, it'll be fun. It will be a good time. Dan's asking, do you ever plan on doing a StreamYard invite to these live streams? Yes, I do plan on that. I just got to figure out how to do it in ECam. There's got to be a way. There's got to be like an easy way to do it, right? I just haven't played with the technology, you know? Okay, there's like an interview button. I can press that. Welcome to ECam Live Interview. Activate. I hope this doesn't mess up the stream. Yeah, there's definitely like an interview mode on ECam. I just don't know how to use it. ECam Live Interview. I need to set up a scene as well, I think. Yeah, and there's like different settings for it. So eventually I'll play around with that. One day I'll have guests on. Rachel's question. If I change the thumbnail and title of an already uploaded video, does it reset the algorithm and send it out to different audience? No. Things like retention are still kept and captured. But it is an interesting question because you would think like the click-through rate might, it's going to start, well, if there's a difference in the click-through rate, then it's going to contribute to the average click-through rate in one way or the other. So it's not like the click-through rate just resets with the title and thumbnail. But watch time, average view duration, all that stuff doesn't go away. If anything, it can promote, like it can, if it's a better thumbnail and a better title and more people click on it, then that's a good signal to the algorithm. So it's just giving, it's like, I don't think reset it is the right way to think about it. You're just giving it another opportunity potentially to get someone to click. And then if they click and it's enjoyable, then that's a good signal. Does that make sense? I'm explaining that. Okay. Rudy asks, have I ever thought about giving up your YouTube activities? Rudy, are you trying to get rid of me, man? I see how it is. No, I'm teasing, but yeah, I mean, I've thought about quitting. I think everyone thinks about quitting YouTube because it's hard. It's not easy. But lately, no. Lately, I've been pretty locked in, but I think a good 3 or 4 months ago, I was pretty burnt out and I was not feeling it. I just couldn't motivate myself to make videos. Didn't have any good ideas. It was tough, but read a couple books, got my head right, and I felt like things turned around. I got some good traction on some videos, but there's ebbs and flows, man. There's good days and bad days, and there's good months and bad months, and it just takes a long time. That's the whole thing about YouTube, is it's a test of patience and determination and will. But I think everybody thinks about quitting at some point. Chanel, hello, welcome. I don't think we've met. How long did it take you to reach 7,000 subscribers, and what was your technique? So it took me a year, and my technique was make YouTube videos. Make YouTube videos for a year. And just don't give up. You know, that's the simplest answer out there. Be consistent, show up every week, give your audience what they want. If you don't know what your audience wants, ask them, or ask ChatGPT, or look at other channels that you admire and reverse engineer what they're doing and how they're being successful. But yeah, just make videos and don't give up. That's what I did. Nice. So Don, did you actually host that one, or did you get invited to somebody else's? And one thing I didn't know about StreamYard too, I was talking to Jay. Apparently, I think this is how it works. Jay's going to live stream through StreamYard, and then I'm going to join him. This is going to be next week. And then I can also go live through his StreamYard. It can go live on my channel and his channel at the same time. I think that's kind of neat if that's actually capable. We're going to test it out next week. Yes, it's a roller coaster. Definitely a roller coaster. Rachel is asking, what is the best time of day to do lives? I think I mentioned this earlier. For me personally, I don't necessarily like pick the time. I just kind of fit the live around my schedule, and whoever's available can come hang out. But no, I would imagine it's normally between probably 10 and 2 o'clock. There will be some data in the YouTube studio that shows you when your viewers are online the most, but I don't know if you really need to pay attention to that all that much. If it helps you to do a live when you have the availability, then do it then. I wouldn't worry so much about optimizing for when your viewers are on. At least that's just my personal take on it. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm going to keep doing this as long as I can. As long as my camera will turn on. Lorelei's question. Gosh, I'm always going to butcher your name, aren't I? Lorelei? Snarky question, maybe. But is it best way to grow on YouTube to make videos about YouTube? I've been seeing a lot of this lately. Only if you plan on making your channel around how to grow on YouTube. I wouldn't recommend starting your channel by making videos about how you're starting your channel and then trying to pivot to something unrelated. That's not a good strategy. Because if you get 100 subscribers who subscribe to you because of your YouTube content about how to grow on YouTube, and then you switch to makeup tutorials or horseback riding, then they're not going to watch those other videos. Does that make sense? Yeah, Marco, I have the $20 subscription. So I'm fairly sure, like, yeah, I mean, I could definitely host lives through ECam. But I haven't done any interviews yet. I haven't brought on other guests. So that's something I need to figure out. Oh, nice. Good, Don. I'm glad to hear it. That's pretty cool. So that's what I want to do soon. I just got to spend 15 minutes to figure it out on ECam. I know it's done. I know it's doable for sure. Life with Ricky has a question about shorts. Ricky, I don't make any shorts. And I don't know if the descriptions matter in shorts because people are just swiping on their phone, right? I don't think descriptions matter all that much. Even on long form video, descriptions don't matter all that much. I probably wouldn't worry about SEO to be honest with you, but I would maybe defer to a shorts expert. It doesn't seem like a description or keywords would be all that important. There's really, I mean, there's really no thumbnails either for shorts. I mean, you can technically make a thumbnail for a short, but no one really sees it. So it's kind of pointless. That's true, Rachel. If you live in a different part of the world, that's a consideration. So if it's is it 6 a.m. for you right now? And it's 2 o'clock Mountain Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time in the US. It depends on where your audience is located. So yeah, if you have a lot of European viewers, then maybe it's more reasonable. But if you have a lot of US based viewers, then it's gonna be a little bit challenging to reach them. Okay, so Jace, you said on StreamYard, you can stream the live on multiple channels, but that's on the paid version. See, that's really interesting to me. I didn't know that. That's actually really cool to know. So I figured like to connect your YouTube account to whatever streaming app, you have to like sign in and all that stuff. Maybe that's still the case with StreamYard. And yeah, there's a ton of channels out there. I mean, I'm one of them about starting and growing a YouTube channel. And I don't blame people because I'm one of them. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was going to be cool to document my journey and share what I'm learning and try and help people along the way. I think everyone's entitled to making whatever fills their heart and whatever they want to connect with their viewers through. And there's more than enough room on the platform, I think. Ricky's asking, will YouTube figure out my audience even though I have a different topic for each short? I do family, topic, comedy, skits. I would think so. Like the topics might not necessarily be all that important. It might just be, do people like family comedy skits, right? So if you've got a good short that's doing well with that particular format of family comedy, then, you know, they may find a group of people that connect with that type of content. And then when you put out more shorts of the same style, same format, then they might push it to that same group of people that liked it. That's my guess. Again, I don't do shorts, but I would suspect the algorithm is pretty smart, just like on long form. But yeah, I mean, if you're like a comedy skit shorts creator and you stay in that lane, then I think you're in a good lane, because I feel like people want those quick, funny shorts to entertain them. So Claudio is asking, how many comments do you get approximately per video? Great question, Claudio. Let me look, because I don't know the answer offhand. In the YouTube studio, you can see here the comments on the right, on the right side. It might be a little bit hard to read. Let's see. That might be a little bit better. So here are, like, I don't know, less than 100. But keep in mind, these are also me replying back to people. So I think whatever numbers you see here, cut it in half, because half the comments are probably mine, is my guess. But like, yeah, like 30, 70, 90, 100, 300. Yeah, maybe like on average about 100-ish. Hopefully that's helpful. And if there's a follow-up question to that, Claudia, let me know. Don did a 10-second short on an empty aquarium. Got over 2,000 views. But you don't like shorts, yeah. Yeah, OBS can do everything. Thanks to Nad. Okay, Jace, tell me more about this. When you're doing this, like, streaming, are you doing it on multiple platforms too? Like through like Instagram and Facebook at the same time as YouTube? I'm wondering. So I hear that's really CPU intensive on the machine that you're running it off of. See ya, Catherine. Good to have you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, so how's that going with like the mixed formats and the mixed topics? Sometimes it's hard to get traction in that environment, I would think. Yeah, Ricky, no problem, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the question. Sorry I'm not more helpful on the short stuff. It's just not an area that I've spent much time in. Yeah, Evie, good call out. And by the way, thanks for being here. Great comment. So your husband likes shorts, and he's like probably always flipping through the phone, right? You like the long form because you get to know people. There's more interaction. Yeah. It's so true. You know, you get to know people when they do long form content, and when they do live streams like this too, you really get to know people a little bit better. You get to meet their significant others, you get to learn about their pets, where they live, what kind of hobbies they have. It's just a more intimate environment, and it leads to better community building. Shorts are very transactional, and there's really no loyalty to be built with a shorts community, because you're just one of a million videos that they're swiping through, and you're very forgettable. Even if you have an amazing short, you're probably just one of a million, you know, like you're going to get forgotten about in 30 seconds, literally, when they get to the next short. So yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And you're working up the courage to do a live. Yeah, it can be a little nerve-wracking. It's definitely something that takes some, practice to get better at. I'm still I'm still working on it myself. This is, I think, my 3rd or 4th month of doing live streams. I quite like them. I feel like hopefully I'm getting better. You guys let me know. Am I improving? But they're definitely nerve-wracking because you just don't know who's going to show up, if anyone's going to show up. So, yeah. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and then the more of a community you'll build in time. Oh, wow. A 5-year-old channel on Shorts? That's cool. Have you seen good traction on it? Like, are you getting a good amount of followers? Yeah, I feel like it has. I feel like I've been getting more comfortable. So, but thank you for acknowledging that. So coming back to the live stream, Jace mentioned, so you're live streaming just on YouTube and you chat about being on YouTube over 40, which connects all of you guys. Yeah, regardless of your niches. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty neat. How often do you guys go live? I think you may have mentioned this previously, Jace, but I was curious how often and for how long do you guys do your live streams? And there's, I think, 4 of you mentioned. Oh, shoot. I just clicked, Don, I don't know what's happening on your end, but I just clicked add to broadcast. Let me know if something popped up on your screen. Oh, maybe that's just the comment. Never mind. That's just the comment. Yeah. Okay, never mind. But there is an interview mode, to your point. Yeah, I think it's just a link. I'd have to get the invite. I'll have to play around with that. So you used to live stream once a week, and that was too much. Could go on for 3 hours? Oh my gosh. You do it once a month, 4 or 5. That sounds fun, you know? It sounds like a good, just like, you know, just turn on the camera, chat with your friends, and chop it up for a few hours. That sounds like a really good time. That's something I kind of want to get to eventually. I just got to find I got to find the time to commit to something that long, and then a group of people that want to do it consistently. And maybe those could be some sort of like podcasts. But I love that. That's so cool. I dig it. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so Don, my homework is to figure out the interview mode here on ECam. So I'm going to work on that. But I think what we'll do is we'll cut the live stream now. I think we're in a good spot. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I appreciate the conversation. Great comments as always. And I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. And yeah, just enjoy the rest of the summer. It's closing in fast. So thank you, Jace, Don, Evie, the rest of you guys for being here. Chad, good to see you here in the chat. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys all soon. Thanks so much.